Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. We thought that we'd take some time to sit down with you guys after what has probably been an incredibly intense week. We hope you're all feeling okay and excited to be back in the salons. But we wanted to talk about what happens now. So moving forward into the rest of 2021, how are we going to keep up that momentum and the hard work that you've done with all of the bookings for the last week? How do we make sure that these guys continue to rebook with you so that we have a really prosperous 2021 together? So that's what we're going to discuss. 5 top tips, how you can do that with you today. So just before we get into it, just a bit of an introduction. My name is Sophie, and I'm one of the trainers here in the UK. And I'm also joined by my colleague Laura, who is additionally one of the trainers in the UK team too. So we're both going to be taking you through some of our top tips today to really help you embed all of the hard work that you've done. So I'm going to go through the first few with you. So the first one that we would recommend that you look at is making sure that you are working better together. So what we mean by that is making sure that every member of the team is taking accountability and is helping you with those forward bookings. So to do that is a lot easier than you may think. Within the team section of Connect, there's actually an option for you to set up logins for all of the members of your team. By doing this, what you are allowing them to do is have the freedom and responsibility to be able to make sure they are accountable for what is going on in their diaries. They're naturally going to want to be busy too. You can actually choose, and you can see on the image here where it says about creating a login, that you can choose the level of access they have. So please don't worry, they won't have the same access as you. You can tailor it and customize it to each individual member of the team. But it then means they can also have their own Treatwell Connect app. So when they're on their phone on the way into work, they can see exactly what's going on. But if you're trying to get customers to rebook, then there's no easier way than actually once they've had their hair done or their nails done, for example, or whatever it may be, and they're sort of, delighted with the experience they've had, is getting them to rebook there and then. And if the team member has that Treatwell Connect app downloaded, that's going to make things 10 times easier because it's immediately done. So the first tip that we would recommend is making sure that you have all of your team members set up and they have a login. Each individual have a login so that they can help towards that target and move forward with getting all of these customers rebooked for future weeks and months. The second point we'd like to go through with you is giving your clients the choice. So the thing to bear in mind here is that the way that the customer books with you, and there are so many different avenues, which Laura will go through with you a little bit later, is probably going to be their preferred method. So it's giving the customer the flexibility to be able to book as and when they need to. Naturally, as I mentioned before, if you can get them to rebook immediately, then that's fantastic. But as we know, that's not always the case, and it can be a little bit more difficult. So it's making sure that you have all of the options set up so that wherever your customer does look, they're going to have that call to action to be able to book with you. So one of the ones that I'm going to mention here as well, which we can provide you with free of charge, is a QR code. So you can print these QR codes to go on your business cards. They can go on a poster in your window. There's no limit as to where you can put them. But the benefit is that as soon as a customer scans it with the camera on their phone, it's going to bring up your menu. So not only is it a way for a customer to rebook, it's also a flyer or a leaflet with all of your treatments on your menu. So it's super, super quick if someone's looking for prices or different services available. And just as easy to book in with you. It takes less than 2 minutes. So we can print you a poster. Well, we can provide you with a poster like this one that you guys can then print out, or you can take the QR code, as I mentioned, and put it on a business card. So if someone can't rebook straight away, you can just say, just scan this when you're ready. Hopefully you guys are all familiar with QR codes. They've popped up absolutely everywhere recently with restaurants and bars. And there was even one on my cereal box. So they are absolutely everywhere, but it's just an option. So make sure when Laura goes through these next points with you that you do have all of these call to action set up and you are bookable on all of these platforms. If you're not, or you want help with this, then we'll explain how to do that a little bit later on. But QR codes is one of the options we have for getting rebooked quickly. And I'll hand over to Laura to go through the rest with you.
Thanks, Sophie. So tip number 3 is dedicated rebooking with your client app. So just like you've got your Treatwell Business Connect app, your clients have their client app. This is a great way at encouraging your rebookings. We know that people who use the app literally can rebook in under 30 seconds. They're more likely to have rebookings with you just because it's so easy, and they're also more likely to leave your reviews because as soon as they're walking out that salon, they've got a push notification come through to say that to ask them for their review of your service. So not only is it going to save you time of having to rebook that client themselves, they can literally do it while they're in the chair booking their next appointment during their first initial appointment. So get them to download the app. We can even, as going back to Sophie's QR code, we can even create you a QR code for that so they can scan it while they're in the chair and get rebooking, saving your workload. So this is something that you can share directly through Connect. So in the marketing section, you've got your client app section, which is where you can share it via Facebook, Twitter, you've got your little referral link, and also you can send it via an email marketing campaign. And then additionally, you've got the QR code option. Number 4 is get booked 24/7 on social media, Google and websites. As Sophie mentioned, you know, there's a lot of different places that clients can book you. And right now, what you want to do is keep that momentum going and allow a client to book you however they want on their preferred platform. So if someone's preferred platform is social media, that might actually be their go-to and their way of sourcing salons to go to. So as long as you're there with a booking option, there's no reason why that client won't book in with you or won't rebook back in with you. So you can set your booking buttons up with Instagram and Facebook, and you can do that directly through Connect, again in the marketing tab. You can also add a booking button to your website if you have your own. Additionally, we also provide you with a partner site, which you can use as your main website or just another landing platform. And then don't forget you have your Google Reserve option, which is your Google business listing. So that if someone's searching, for example, nails near me or a barber near me, if you're relevant, you'll come up in that search and clients can book you directly through Google. Again, if you need any help with setting this up, please do get in touch so that clients can book you. Number 5, lastly, so it's build loyalty with Connect through your marketing. In Connect, you have a marketing tool, so you have the option to send out campaigns and emails. And this is a really great way at encouraging rebookings because you're building up that relationship with the client, keeping that momentum going and keeping you in their forefront of their mind. But also you can send them any business updates, such as you've just launched your booking options through social media, or you've launched your new website, or you've got a particular offer on. It's ways at drawing them back in. Specifically, you can actually filter down your client list to send a targeted email. So something you might want to do, say, for example, 3 months after reopening, you would have hoped your clients would have returned by then. You can filter down your client list to people that have only had one booking. That means you're going to target people that need to book in for their repeat. And you can say something like, hey, it'll be great to see you again. Book via this button in the email. Again, all your emails and campaigns that you send out have an instant booking option through them just to encourage that repeat business. If you haven't already sent it out, you also have a reopening campaign, which is set to send an email, a text message, and a push notification if the client has the app to your client list to let them know you've reopened, again, to encourage that rebooking. So make sure you send that out, guys. So there are 5 top tips. We hope that you found that useful. And again, it's just to help you keep that momentum going. You've worked so hard over the last couple of weeks. So we'd love to see you continue to see the success throughout 2021. So on a final note, don't forget, if you need some support, we have our customer care team who are on hand via phone and an email. But in this email that we've sent you the video, you'll see a direct meeting link for one of us in the training team here at Treatwell, where you can book in for a direct call so we can support you further with getting these options set up. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.